Hello everybody, we have the new perks coming in season 18. I'm not gonna waste any of your time. Let's get into it. We're gonna start off with Ash and the DPS role. So first of all, the graphic is really messed up. It says new, but some of these are not new, some of these are old. So we're just gonna have a quick look at everything. I'm not fully familiar with some perks for hit scans because I don't play them that much, so excuse me for that. Remote detonator, after using dynamite, press E, it makes it detonate after 0.5 second delay. I think this one is new though. I think this one they wanted it to make it much easier to use dynamite like a grenade instead of shooting it, which is interesting. Also, hot take, like what if we could just like starting into a game have a miner right away? I think that could spice things up. This would make remote detonator come up quite a bit. Sidewinder coach gun knocks back Ash and enemies 12% farther. Major Viper Sting, hitting 2 consecutive scope shots on a target deals 25 extra damage and reloads 2 ammo. I think she's always had that. Airburst Dynamite has a 40% increased radius, while Airborne in refunds 3 ammo when thrown. I think this is also the same, right? So only remote detonator is new. Moving on over from A to B, it is Bastion. Bastion, armored artillery, configuration, artillery grants 300 overhealth. I think he's had this before. I think this one is new. Configuration, reload, refresh the cooldown of A36 tag grenade when changing modes. I think this is really interesting. Lindholm explosives, I think this has been there before, and then the self repair has been there before, so we can keep moving because we have so many characters to get through. Cassidy, now Cass actually got some really interesting ones. Bang Bang is the same, even the odds is also the same, but gunslinging is, I think, also the same, but they changed the durations or the conditions here and there, so you guys have a quick peek at that. But the one that's actually new is Silver Bullet. I think this one is going to make Cassidy hyper meta, unless he gets buffed, because we don't know the patch notes just yet, but we do know the perks. So Silver Bullet Peacekeeper secondary fire is changed into a piercing shot that inflicts bleeding, and combat roll and Deadeye can reset the cooldown. This has potential to be crazy, especially like depending on the damage this does and if it can crit or not. You might be able to get away with some crazy shots, right? This is pretty much Sojourn's railgun shot, but you get to apply bleed with it, and this is going to be really good into some flankers as well. So speaking of flankers, okay, I know my community, we are the Genji community, a lot of us are Genji mains, so I know you guys want to say Genji. We're gonna get to Gengu. Okay, I've seen this one, so I'm really excited, guys. We're kind of OP next season, I ain't gonna lie. So minor perk, new one, so they removed acrobatics because that shit was useless, never came up. And swift cuts, quick melee reduces the cooldown of the swift strike by 3 seconds. Oh my god, this is insane. Now the trade-off is that you might have to give up Dragon's Thirst, but honestly, having a stronger neutral game compared to, like, the higher up you go, the better people get at dealing with Dragon's Blade. So Dragon Blade just kind of gets used as a tool to bait out ultimates and things like that. So it's like, sure, Dragon's Thirst is not bad, but if you know you're gonna get the Nano Blade, you know you're gonna get that Mercy Pocket or like a Zen Orb or even like a like now the new Water Bubble and things like that, like from Aqua, Wu Yang. I don't know, man. I think I'm taking Swift Cuts from now on. Like, I don't think I need Dragon's Thirst. I know Dragon's Thirst is really good. It's really nice, but having a neutral game that's so strong, and I'm not gonna lie, this makes it super easier to play Genji. Like, quick melee reduces the cooldown switch up by 3 seconds, so it's an 8 second cooldown, right? And then, like, depending on how things go, this can work out really well. Now, there's another thing that got changed in there. So it's just the stadium perk at this point. Blade Twisting, it has no conditions anymore. Swift Strike deals 25 additional damage over time if the enemy is below half health. Now, it still has the has this like second condition, which is like they need to be like below half health. But it's not that bad. Like, it's like whatever. Like, usually by the time you connect a dash, it's because you're trying to secure a kill on a lower HP target, and it's whatever. But they buffed meditation, if I'm not wrong. Again, somebody can correct me because I don't remember the values on top of my head, and I'm reviewing this at 7 a.m. my time, and I'm having my coffee with this, so like excuse me for a second. But they buffed meditation, right? Because meditation was healing 25 health per second, and they buffed it to 35. But if I'm being honest with you guys, honestly, meditation is actually the better one to go for, simply because you also get a net worth of 3% outcharge for healing yourself. So I don't know. Me personally, I kind of think meditation Swift Cut is gonna be the way to go. Blade Twisting, even though they're trying to helping out, Like you can take it, like if you're like playing low elo, mid elo lobbies, like you can take it for funsies. I think meditation is still way too strong not to have. Sustain is the name of the game, and especially with the power spikes coming to the game, I think meditation is going to be even more important now. That's just my opinion. Moving on from Genji, we're getting to my second favorite character in Overwatch right now, and that's Freya. I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed in Freya's perks. I understand they were OP. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that they weren't. I just think her perks are boring now. And we have Hunter's Instinct, so she has like three new perks, okay? And that's basically direct hits with take aim, reveal enemies to Freya for 3 seconds. This is like not bad. This is probably the one you're gonna be going for. Momentum boost, you get your dash distance is increased by 20%. Freya really struggled with getting dived. That's why I kept telling people like, guys, just play Tracer, Freya, even sorry, play Tracer, Venger, Genji, and even Reaper into her. And if you just know how to like, if you know how to be smart about it, you can actually just completely destroy her, right? So this is nice, but I think Hunter's Instinct is gonna be too good not to have. We still have to wait on the balance patch to see how they're helping her out, because I don't know. I kind of think Freya's really in an awkward spot. Um, and look, pro play is different. I'm going to refer to pro play, all right? Moving on, aerial recovery. So when you after using updraft, you get to heal yourself for 30 healing a second until you touch the ground. So there is some potential there for self-sustain. I think this is like a budget version of one of our stadium powers. Relentless Barrage, direct hits with take aim, refund for. Yeah, this never comes up. Like this kind of useless. Like, um, it's like you don't really care about this, especially since they buffed the ammo, so it's whatever. Guys, sorry about that. We had a bit of an issue with the screen recorder, but we're back. So Echo, we know Echo's ones. I'm just gonna leave them on the screen for you to read through, and we're gonna keep going because again, so many heroes. Hanzo actually got a really interesting. So we knew one of them was that scatter arrow perk that's in the major now, but now we have a new one which is called Swift Lunge. So each arrow hit reduces the cooldown of lunge by up to 1 second based on the charge. That's interesting. I do think this is nice. To be honest, I will be real with you guys. Sonic Disruption has really grown on me, but I think Swift Lunge is going to be more important on maps where you need to rotate a lot and you have to keep moving. So I think push, you want Swift Lunge, but like when you're playing some payload maps, honestly, Sonic Disruption, I'm finding some uses for it. Granted that it's again still really niche. It still comes up, so I can kind of out. You know what? Maybe Sonic Disruption isn't that bad. Like he should still have something more interesting in the kit, but it's like what if like you know I can take it. Dragon Fury got a small buff. It's an attack speed increase for 2 seconds now, and we know that you know basically Scatter Arrow should delete something if you hit like you know all of them into the face. So Junkrat, we know about Junkrat. Just gonna leave it on the second on the screen for a second and move on. Mei. So Mei is really interesting, and she has Skating Ring. I do believe Spylo suggested this one, and that was allies within Blizzard. Gain 25% increased movement speed and heal for 50 healing a second. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't know why this is a thing. Like, you have to be fair. Like, when you're making perks, you have to realistically think like, when I use this perk, is it going to really improve my gameplay experience? One of the problems with the game is that, like, there's just so much mobility creep. Number one, right? And of course, they can't give me something like increase the freezing speed by 25% during Blizzard. But Blizzard is also an ultimate, and there's many ways to kind of play around it or counterplay it. So I don't know, like allies within Blizzard will gain 25% movement speed and heal. I guess this is like, okay, if the enemies are in the Blizzard and they're escaping it and you guys are in it, you should be able to chase them better because they'll still have some slow applied. So Skating Ring, maybe not that bad, but Glacier Proportion is really interesting because this is like, if you double jump with me, you're just gonna fling yourself in the air through an ice cone, and holy crap, like we saw it in the trailer, it has a lot of potential. It's just really good. Like May survivability is really good. Again, like I said, I don't know if you really want to take this or not. Her minors are just really awkward to me. Just it feels like it doesn't fit the particular play style. You know, it's like, yeah, I can double jump and like you know it launches me into the air, but then what, right? It's not like I do anything else. It's still fun. Like at the very least, it's not oh perma slow somebody else and ruin their life, right? Deep freeze is still like the same. Cryo Storm, you know, I think that's the same. So like her majors are pretty much the same. Which okay, sorry, I keep having some technicality issues, but we should be fine now. So we've been through those guys, and we're now on Pharah. Pharah only has one new perk, and that's the Sky Spy. Not gonna lie, I really don't know if they thought that previous concussive blast perk was OP or just underused to the point they were like, okay, let's change it. But this one actually might be really scary on fire. So Sky Spy says concussive blast will reveal targets to fire for 3 seconds, right? During this 3-second period, the next direct rocket hit will deal 30% extra damage. So you should be able to 2-tap and even 1-tap depending on the target's HP, because this is a huge damage increase, right? So if they survive getting booped, or you use it in a way where you're just trying to, like, set something up, you're going to do a lot of damage. And this is going to be really good into tanks, especially since tanks have that whole CC, like, like they're better at taking CC. Landing directs into a tank is going to hit like a brick wall, right? So honestly, really interesting. I mean, fuel stores is still really damn good, but maybe on certain maps, if you can manage your fuel well, I don't know. Sky Spy might come up quite a bit. Reaper, honestly, not that many changes. They did change the shadow blink. Also, I'll say this: people underrate soul reaving so much. Like, I tried to talk to Spilo about it, but chat was so fast and he had to go through the perks as well. But soul reaving, the reason I like soul reaving a lot is, guys, it's not nostalgia bait. Reaper's problem in his ultimate is that he struggles to secure a kill and stay alive during it because of the way the spread has changed and the way they nerfed like the life steal and everything. Soul reaving, when you confirm the kill with the ultimate, right, it allows you to steal that soul, give you a burst heal, and then keep that cycle going. So even if people are shooting you, there's a chance you'll actually secure another kill. Now Shadow Blink says Shadow Step's cast time and cooldown is 25% faster, so it's reduced, right? Like, you'll do everything faster, but the range gets reduced. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I don't think this one's worth it. I think this one is just a huge oversight issue from the team. This one is like, it's useless. Everything else on Reaper is the same. So moving on, we know about Sojourn's one. In case you don't know, Sojourn gets to keep the breakpoint perk. They gave it the enemies hit by disruptor shot are slowed by 25%, so you can make disruptor shot go back to the way it used to be. And when sliding, power slide gives you 50% more energy. To be honest, I really think overcharged and friction generators is the new way to go. More free uptime is always nice, especially in this new power creep era, but that's just my opinion. Moving on to Symmetra. Symmetra has two new major perks, actually. I'm wrong on that. Her both new majors. So one of them is the hovering barrier. The teleporter will gain an option to create a forward moving barrier instead. So you, I think, replace the teleporter with this, right? And it's basically your old barrier. Anybody remembers it's nice. And you can press E again to slow the barrier down. I think this is underrated because this is going to really help Sim sustain herself, like move in with her barrier and chase targets. And I actually think this might be the way to go. However, if you're playing on a more defensive style, you can set up quickly. Shield battery might also be a bit underrated because Symmetra regenerates 20 shields per second while within 10 meters of her teleporter. So basically, her own self-passive healing will trigger faster, and we also know she builds quote-unquote shields off of enemy barriers and things like that. So I don't know. Like, we technically got the shield generator back in a baby form, and that's the shield barrier. So I don't know. Symmetra was kind of an interesting case. Sombra, I'm not gonna lie, like, Sombra's perks are pathetically boring. We do know from Aaron Keller, Questron and one of his friends that were at Gamescom reached out to Aaron Keller to talk about the state of Sombra. They said that we are trying to rework Sombra, but there's just, we can't find anything that feels like Sombra yet. But at the moment, these are her new perks. I believe, if I'm not wrong, her minors are the same. Which I'm fairly certain they are, but the majors are different. So, Hacky Packy, hacked health packs provide 50 overhealth, which is like whatever, and then viral replication, hitting a hacked enemy with virus spreads virus to enemies within 8 meters. I don't know. I think Hacky Packy is gonna be a little bit more useful, so Sombra can extend the trading time that she has during a duel. But I don't know. Like, I just think Sombra is so underwhelming. So unless she gets buffed numbers wise, I don't know. She's just a B or C tier character to me right now. Soldier gets a huge buff in his perks. So first of all, we're gonna recycle plus munition. This is, I think, the same. This one is new. So tactical salvo helix rocket cooldowns is reduced by 80% during the tac visor. This is insane. You can tac visor go into so you can helix rocket into tac visor into damage into tac visor so into helix rocket and then keep that cycle going. It's gonna be crazy. And then he got another one. So agility training is the same, but stem pack is a proper stem pack now. It replaces the biofield. On you soldier will heal himself for 30 and gain 25% attack speed 5 seconds. Like, combo this with tactical salvo and soldier. I don't know, man. He kinda it might not be better, but he kinda might be back on some maps. Torbjorn's perks are a joke. New minor hammer time move 20% faster with the forge hammer equipped. This is just really sad and depressing. I don't think he got any changes anywhere else. Storm's perks are really good. Fully loaded, I don't understand why some people underestimate fully loaded. Fully loaded is ridiculously OP for his uptime. But again, like nobody plays Torbjorn, so they don't understand how fully loaded is so broken. This hammer time is a joke. It needs to be changed. Tracer has gotten yet another giga buff. So melee hits will grant you 20 ammo, and I'm gonna drop the hot take. Okay, people like Tracer specialists, when they're good at this character, they know how to play around with the 3 blinks, and they know how to play around not having blink packs. Okay, I actually think kinetic reload is the way to go. Melee hits granting you 20 ammo is an insane uptime increase, and it's gonna make the character even easier to play right now in her current state. Like imagine you're like dueling a Zenyatta, blink melee him, you get your ammo back over and over and over, and you never have to worry about the reload. I don't know, guys. I kind of think this shit's really good. I think this one's really good. That's just personally my opinion. That's really strong. Tracer has probably the best perks in the game. They're all really competitive. We know about Ventures 1. Ventures 1s are probably going to get nerfed because it's ridiculous. So that's moving us on to now the support role. So Baptiste hitting an entire 3-round burst will reload a healing projectile, and then healing projectile direct hits will reload 3 primary fire ammo. So this is just trying to, like, you know, kind of remove his overall downtime, which isn't that much. Like Bap has a pretty fast reload speed, so it's like whatever. Automated healing using any ability triggers the Baptiste shoulder turn. I kind of think this one is better to have regardless, because this is just AoE healing even more, and it's nice. Assault Burst. Regen Burst now provides BAP with 30% increased attack speed for 4 seconds. It no longer grants double healing to allies. And then Rocket Boots is the same. I think these are the same, but like small number tweaks happened here and there. So anybody that's plays BAP can confirm that. We know about Anna's perks, so I'm just going to skip her. Widowmaker. So Widowmaker has some really interesting ones. First of all, Sniper Instinct is actually new. Scope Shots charge 100% fires over 2 seconds after using the grappling hook. This is just way too conditional. I kind of think Scope Efficiency is better, but it's like... this might come up, you never know. Major though, Seeker Mine. Venom Mine now fires poison darts at enemies within 10 meters and remains active after trigger. This might be really good against Tracer and other flankers. Like, it depends on how it works in game, so you're gonna have to test it and try it out. But it's definitely gonna be interesting. I think Escape Plan is the same as the old one, right? So I can just ignore that. Moving on over to Brigitte or Brig, whatever you guys call her. But I don't know, Brig kind of got giga buff with these new perks. So Combat Medic, melee attacks reduce the cooldown of Repair Pack by 0.5 seconds. Morale boost is already really good, but this Combat Medic is gonna be even more competitive. I kind of think Combat Medic is the way to go. But Morale boost is too good for uptime not to have it. This is gonna be very interesting to see. Practically using, like, you know, which one is better and which one isn't. And then for the major, so this is the new one, Inspiring Strike. Shield Bash will grant you 30% increased movement speed for 2 seconds, and the Inspire healing is instantaneous when activated by Shield Bash. So instead of the slow 60 healing over time, when you do a Shield Bash, the Inspire will be a burst heal. So you can trigger this, like, it's gonna be so OP in my opinion. Like, this one is really damn strong. So I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I kind of think Inspiring Strike is the way to go. Like, Whiplash is nice. You think Whiplash doesn't come up as much as you want it to, but it actually does come up quite a bit. But I think Inspiring Strike is way too good not to have now. Iliari. Okay, so we saw Iliari's a new a major perk in the trailer, and I mean everybody's calling it the sun fart or whatever, because just like all this air comes out of the gun. It's just hilarious. So I think her miners are the same. And then, although I wish they threw away rapid construction, give her something interesting. But solar flare. So basically, now when you press left click while using the right click healing beam, you will consume all the energies, and you can heal all allies in front of you for up to 120 healing. Now, what I don't like about this is, realistically speaking, why would you take this, right? Because if you have lesser and lesser energy as you're healing a target, your overall healing output is just going to be really low. So you're going to have to wait until the healing is high. To be honest, I wish they removed rapid construction and they put the resource meter one onto the miner instead, because then that one and solar flare could actually work really, really well together. That's just my personal opinion though. Like, I'm gonna try solar flare. Like, Eliara is one of my main supports, so I'm gonna try solar flare. I see the vision with it, but I just think, like, I don't know, like, is it really gonna come up that much? Like, you know, we do still have the pylon helping the healing, but it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I like the idea behind it, though. Juno. So Juno's got some crazy changes. So first of all, locked on, reduce the cooldown of pulsar torpedoes by 1 second for every enemy hit. I believe this was a major. It's now down here. She's got two new majors. First of all, faster blaster. When the gliding boost is active, many blaster will fire continuously. It becomes an auto attack, auto fire, and that's a huge buff to her uptime. And then lift off. Martian boots can now triple jump, which is like, sure, this is an insane survivability increase given that you don't necessarily have a cooldown on double jumping, I think. So now the triple jump, I know, that's kind of crazy. Lucio, so Soundwave Rider, I think this is the only new one, unless I'm wrong. So wall riding empowers your next Soundwave, increasing knockback by 25 and damage by 50%. This is going to make Tracer's life a living hell. Lucio's going to be confirming some really crazy kills out of nowhere that you're going to be like, how did that kill me? Because, I don't know, this breakpoint change is absurd. And I think like cross range, this is the new one. Crossfade's range is increased by 150% while Amp It Up is active. I don't really necessarily play Lucio, to be honest. This is a hot take. I've always really I found him really boring to play as a support. So a Lucio specialist or main can tell me like if these are nice or not. I just don't like Lucio that much. So that's just my opinion. Life doesn't get Life Weaver's minors are pretty much the same. Other majors the same. Gets one new major. So pedal power. Allies gain a 25% attack speed increase while standing on a race spell platform. I think this is gonna be niche. I think this is gonna come up like once or twice in some OWCS map, and Cage is gonna make a fun video on it. But I think pedal power, it might be really good with somebody like Soldier 76, Ash, or even Freya, because they kind of really like stuff like this, but I don't see this working that well on other characters. Maybe Pharah and Echo can use this, like go up and like get a nice like spam damage down and then fly and do something. I don't know. I kind of think Super Bloom is way too good not to have, especially because it helps him take duels. So just my thoughts on it. To be honest, super blistering hot take. Make this put this in the base kit. Petal power in the base kit. Put this in the base kit. I'll say it. Put in the base kit and let Life Weaver use it too. Let Life Weaver use it too. I'll say it. I'll say it. Okay, Kiriko. So Kiriko, her urgent cure is the same. I think they increased the percentage of, I think it was 40% speed increase, but now it's 50%. I'll keep it real with you guys. I like Fortune Teller, but I just think it's too useless. Like, I think Urgent Cure is just 10 times better because of the speed of the healing connecting much faster. Ready Step, so Switch Step grants Kiriko 40% attack speed and reload speed for 2 seconds. So if you're that flanking Kiriko, when you're running in there with your Genji, your Tracer, your Venture, and your Reaper and things like that in the backline, like this is a huge buff to your damage output. But I think Foxtrot is broken, and I think Protection Suzu granting your allies a 100% cooldown increase and 30% movement speed increase for 3 seconds. I don't know, guys. Like if you're a selfless player, Ready Step is the way to go. If you are in a coordinated environment, Foxtrot is the way to go. Because like imagine, like before Kitsune Rush, you use your Foxtrot, you Kitsune Rush, you get your cooldown reduced, you use another, Suzu, and then you keep going with that rotation, and you can get like an insane value out of it, especially if your teammates are aware of like what's about to happen to their cooldowns coming back that fast. So moving on to Mercy, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I think power creep is the name of the game now, but Mercy is really struggling with the power creep. So, Angelic Resurrection, Mercy gains 100 over health after casting it. I'm not gonna lie. I've always found this useless. Give it to her when she's casting it, not after it's done. Because what's the point, right? Divine Momentum. I think this is the new permanent Mercy perk. So, increase Mercy's travel speed by 50% after canceling Guardian Angel. So her basic super jump will fling her in the air. And that's whatever. Chain boost Caduceus staff links to a nearby secondary fire links to a second nearby ally. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, for the power creep of the game, they should have made it so that her primary fire also linked to a nearby target. I don't know, guys. Like, I think Flash Shield is still the way to go. It's Divine Momentum plus Flash Shield, but I don't know. I think Angelic Resurrection and Chain Boost are just kind of useless. They just don't come up as much as you'd want it to, especially given like how much uptime buffs are happening this patch. Mercy's just so behind. I might just dedicate a video to her. Moira, we know about Moira, so I'm just gonna skip her. We know about Wuya, I'm going to skip him. So we're down to the tank role now. Diva, I think Bunny Power, I'm not sure, but Bunny Power is the same, right? Because they combined two of the minors into one. And then extended boosters is a thing, but honestly, you don't really need extended boosters that much. Bunny Power is going to be the way to go. So Precision Fusion. They removed the Heavy Rocket perk. I really loved Heavy Rockets. I thought they were underrated, but now I think this one's going to be even stronger. You reduce your fusion cannon spread by 75%. This is going to make Diva dueling tanks absurd, and you're going to destroy... If you weren't like bullying Winston before, you turn into a Fat Reaper the second you press R and Winston comes in. Winston's going to feel this the most. Okay, and even characters like Mauga. This is really damn good. Okay, I think people might underestimate position for you, and it's gonna be really good for dueling in general. So don't sleep on that one. Okay, Doomfist. Oh boy, Doom's gotten some really competitive play. So first of all, 1-2 got to change. Hitting an enemy to a wall with rocket punch, reloads hand cannon, and overfills the ammo by 2. This has potential. Okay, but survival of the fittest is too good not to take. So this has potential. Aftershock, enemies hit by seismic slam are slowed by 30% for 1.5 seconds. So this is the original slam that he had in the beginning of Overwatch 2, and we still have the power matrix, which is too good not to have either. So it depends. If you want to go hyper all out, 1-2 aftershocks the way to go. If you want to go super defensive, survival first and power matrix is the way to go. If they do a good job of nerfing sustain on tank, then I think 1-2 and aftershock might be the way to go. I'm not gonna lie. But if we're still in the hole, the game is slow and we need to survive, survival of the fittest and power matrix is the way to go. Moving on to the next one, Zenyatta is a overbuffed Lunar Snow. Because this new minor perk, Transcendent Condemnation, while using trans, apply a Discord orb to everybody within the range. Bro, what is this gigabuff? This is insane. Not only do you give your team the benefit of the healing, but now you're helping just set up the kills for free too. This is gonna be insane on 𝐒𝐲, on some Flashpoint open maps. It's gonna come up so much on push. Like, I don't know, guys. Like, I don't think Zen is that bad. I kind of think this is gonna make Zen really strong. This is pretty much one of his stadium powers. Speaking of stadium powers, gain a second harmony orb on his major, but they both heal for 70% less. I don't know, man. I don't know. I kind of think that's pretty damn good now. Moving on over to Hazard. Hazard's violent leap range is increased by 50%. I think this was a major, is now down to minor. Spike guards gain life 25% life steal. These are like fine, whatever. Major, I think reconstitution is the same, but explosive impalements is new. So bones per hit marks targets with spikes. Quick melee and violent slash can detonate them for 40 explosive. So this is basically like Iliari's, sorry, not Iliari. This is, if anybody's played Marvel Rivals, this is the same way Phoenix's passive works, where you have to apply stacks and then it explodes. Gavin explained this the same way. It's like you're gonna have to apply the stacks and then you can do the one-shot combo. But yes, in theory, unless the numbers are changed in the patch notes, Hazard's one-shot combo is back. So that's crazy. We know about Queen, so I'm just gonna skip her. I swear to God, I'm just gonna get like another photo viewing thingy at this point because like my one keeps breaking over and over. So Mauga, Mauga's one is really interesting. So Pyromaniac, igniting enemies with incendiary chain gun grants 50 overhealth. Then Firewalker, overrun ignites enemies. This is the same one. And then this is new. So combat fuel, critical. No, combat fuel is the same too. I actually think Pyromaniac and combat fuel is going to be the way to go. People are like, yeah, but you can combo Firewalker into Pyromaniac. I don't think so, because Firewalker ignites enemies you know, like through the charge, but Pyromaniac triggers when igniting enemies with chain gun will grant you the 50 overhead. So I kind of think like you want Pyromaniac and combat fuel. That's just my opinion. I know Vanish is gonna like pop up in my comments and tell me how I'm wrong and some shit like that, and I'm ready for that. Vanish, give it to me, brother. Tell me you like which is the best perk combo. Going for Mauga, I'm not a fan of the Reinhardt changes. I like what they're trying to go for, but I think, I don't know. I kind of got used to the other one. So first of all, this new miner is amazing. So Crusader's Fire, we know what this one does. Barrier Recharge is the new one. Distance traveled while using charge regenerates your barrier field by 150 per second. I don't like this one. I get what they were trying to do, but like, I don't know, man. Don't know about this one. Major, when barrier field is active, nobody uses this because it's like dog shit. Ignited Fury is really good, so it's gonna combo with Crusader's Fire. So for every enemy you hit with Fire Strike, gain 2 seconds of 25% attack speed. We begged for this for the longest time, and this is a slightly adjusted version of a Berserker passive from the freaking stadium. So that's nice, right? Moving on over, we have Ramatra, which I think we knew what it was. We have Orisa, Defense Protocol, regenerate 100 healing per second when using Tertiaries. This one might be really strong, but Mobile Fortification, while Fortify is active, Orisa has no movement speed reduction, no heat generation. This is so broken. People don't realize how good this is. People are not going to realize how good Mobile Fortification is. I think the rest is the same. Roadhog, okay. I want to cover Roadhog, but I'm not going to talk about it here. He deserves his own video. He has been unreworked, so I can't do it justice in this video. He has been unreworked, and these are his new perks. Have a quick look. Moving on. Sigma, Hyper Regeneration, 50% of Hyper Spear's damage, restores experimental barriers health. This is like, sure, why not? Then Hyper Strike and Levitation are the same. Winston can now throw his barrier projector with barrier toss. This is like it's gonna mess with muscle memory way too much, and heavy landing is way too good not to have. So I don't see why you would ever take that. Again, my screen thingy broke, guys. I'm so sorry that we've been having so many technical difficulties, but we're the last two heroes, and that's Wrecking Ball and Zarya. I think we know Ball's one, so that just takes us over to Zarya, and that is the Zarya perk says the secondary fire self knockback is increased by 75%. Energy conversion says hits with particle cannon secondary fire gives you 3 energy, so that's really good for keeping the energy up with uptime, and progressively increasing it over time. I do think you can hit yourself with it and keep the charge going, so I don't know, that might be a way. Major, I don't think major changes, and I think that's it for the perks, guys. I might have missed something, sorry about that. I will link the perks in the comments below. I do want to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think? Let me know below. See you in the next one.